How can you stay motivated during lockdown? If you feel like you've lost a sense of enthusiasm or that you're so scattered that you don't have a sense of direction, this video is for you. The question was asked by one of my clients, and you may have experienced something similar to her, which is that you've gone from a highly structured, high-pressure environment in an organization, in a hospital, in an office of some kind, to your home, where there's less structure, it's less clear what you're expected to do. There isn't as much guidance, there isn't as much structure to help you move forward on the actions you need to take. So I want to share a principle from my group coaching program, Presence, Power, Possibility, that helps you get back into flow. So it's not a sense of frantic or high-performing, adrenalized action. It's a sense of flow that's doing one thing at a time with ease, not with pressure. And the principle is called move slowly, act swiftly, that I want to share. Just a little bit of context. When you go from one environment, for example, a high structure, high pressure environment, to another that's very different, but a more relaxed, looser environment, your whole physiology is changing. Your sensory input is changing. And so you're called to adapt and change your mode of engagement, or you might call it your mode of action. So the principle, again, is move slowly, act swiftly. How do you apply that? Number one, move slowly. If you're at one end of the spectrum and you're really busy and maybe you feel like your energy is scattered and your attention is split, slow down 5%. Use breathing, you can use mindful movement like yoga or qigong, or you can just go for a walk and slow down 5%. If you're at the opposite end of the spectrum and you're more lethargic and you don't really want to do anything and everything's so boring, then it's just add a little bit of energy, so 5% more energy, but again, moving slowly, one tiny step at a time. So just stand up, look outside the window, move slowly. Now, this changes your inner environment and creates more safety inside you, which leads to step 2. And what happens in step 2 is that because you've created this sense of more ease, you will have a spontaneous idea or an insight. It's a bit like when you're in the shower, or when we used to go on holiday, or when you're doing something completely unrelated to your work and suddenly you have an idea. And it's a great idea that's going to help. So it's an aha moment, you might call it, or an insight. You can't force it. It's just the product of creating a sense of ease through moving slowly. Now, the trick then is to act swiftly. Take a tiny step on that idea. So it might just be writing it down. It might be moving something in your environment. So for example, for one of my clients, she wanted to play the violin. She just really felt that would help, and it was something she really wanted to do, but she was demotivated. So what we did was just to get the violin out of its case and place the bow on her keyboard so that she didn't touch her keyboard until she had played the violin, and that worked for her. But the important thing is just to take a tiny step without delay. So act swiftly. Don't try to do everything at the same time. Don't even think about everything that's needed. So move slowly, act swiftly.